Hi, and welcome to another Positive Cinematic Spotlight, where we look at movies to find encouragement and inspiration for the educational field. As Halloween gets closer and closer, we continue to look at horror movies for positive ideas and encouraging thoughts. We This week we look at another Stanley Kubrick film, this time from 1980, The Shining. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is based on Stephen King's 1977 best-selling novel of the same name and Stephen King's first hardback bestseller. While King was disappointed in the film for its handling of themes and its portrayal of Wendy Torrance, the character Wendy Torrance, Kubrick's movie is still considered one of the best horror films ever made. In the movie, Jack is a former teacher, an alcoholic, and a struggling writer looking for a change in scenery and solitude to focus on writing his novel. He gets an opportunity to caretake for the Overlook Hotel, an isolated mountain hotel in Colorado, which shuts down during the winter due to the weather. Um, and as caretaker, Jack's job is to make sure that the winter weather does not uh, greatly affect and damage the Overlook Hotel. While he and his family, wife Wendy and his son Danny, stay there, the hotel is soon discovered to be haunted and is negatively affecting Jack. In the original novel, a major theme is about how actions have a lasting effect, as we learn Jack's backstory of being an abused child, which leads to him being an abusive father and husband. Uh, we also learn about the Overlook Hotel's history and that it was a location for several episodes of violence, each leaving its mark and aura on the Overlook Hotel and making it a malevolent force encouraging Jack to continue the cycle of violence. And the movie leaves out Jack's backstory and much of the Overlook's history, which reduces that theme, and what we have in its place is a theme of a protagonist, Jack Torrance, who abuses himself with alcohol, overwork, and stress, and his self abuse leads to the abuse of his family. He becomes sleep deprived, uncommunicative, and abusive to his family, and the Overlook Hotel is clearly prodding these negative thoughts in Jack. But there is the impression that in the movie, if Jack didn't isolate himself physically and emotionally under the guise of working on his novel, and if he spent more time with his family, he may things may have turned out differently if only he had taken care of himself physically and emotionally. Similarly, we in the field of education uh, need to watch out for overworking ourselves, isolating ourselves, and mounting stress upon stress on ourselves. Many of us find ourselves adapting to the new education format, the increased use of virtual and distance learning. Um, and in doing so, are spending more time learning new technology, tools, and methods to teach. We are converting lessons that we've used in the past into virtual formats. And some districts have teachers juggling both virtual and live action. So, um, uh, planning for both. We are stressing out about our students' educational progress. We're stressing out about their needs at home. We are stressing out about keeping up with deadlines. And reality, none of that's new to us, except this year it is increased because of the increased technology demands. But that's enough to put us at risk for overworking ourselves and isolating ourselves to maintain focus on keeping our work up to date. and we need to avoid this. Don't neglect yourself. Don't neglect your sleep. Don't neglect your friends and family. Don't neglect your health. These stresses can and will have a negative effect on your attitude and enthusiasm for the job and your interactions with the students. It won't be as extreme as Jack Torrance's reaction, but we will become less patient and less available for our students who need us compassionate and observant. As the novel shows us, negativity breeds negativity, but we can also extrapolate from that positivity breeds positivity. Tending to our own needs makes it easier to tend to the needs of others. And being positive and supportive of our students leads to a more positive teaching environment with fewer disciplinary troubles, fewer failures, greater academic and emotional progress. So, what have you done for yourself? Are you getting the recommended 8 hours of sleep? Yes, even adults, it's recommended we get 8 hours of sleep. Are you maintaining a regular eating schedule? Um, are you taking time off from all the stresses to enjoy your favorite pastime? Be sure that you do. You'll be happier, you'll be more effective, and your students will benefit. On the same aspect, our students need to watch out for overdoing it and neglecting themselves. Many students do work and they between school and work or school and sports, football right now. They might be overworking themselves and they need to watch out for that. And we as teachers need to watch out for that and try and protect our students from those kind of things. But even without work, even without sports, some of our students are overdoing it because they are overindulging their pastimes. They are binge watching Netflix. They are playing hours upon hours of video games. And just like with alcohol, too much of anything is a problem. So we need to be watching out for them. We need to encourage them to watch out for themselves, make sure they're getting their sleep. So be sure that you're watching out for yourself. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself first. It's like in an airplane. They tell us in the case of an emergency, air mask will drop down. Parents need to tend to themselves before they tend to their children. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you are not going to be able to help your child. Same thing with teaching. I want to thank you all for everything that you do. I want to thank you for being the best. I want to thank you for taking care of yourself. And I want to thank you for remaining positive. We'll see you next week on Positive Cinematic Spotlight.